Okay, to take us further, just before I bring in the next speaker, I'd like to announce to all our participants that first, you're great people. I thought that would make you smile. Yes, you're great people. Yes, that's why you're seated here. And also to alert you that for questions and answers, we'd like to get them ready because after every speaker's session, we would take the question and answer. You can, Victory, please, could you just, okay, so Victory is just behind. You could give her your question on a piece of paper just so we're, tip-tap with it. As soon as we have the session, I'll just take and read out so we can have our questions answered. All right, to take us further in this very interesting segment, speaking on creating operational efficiency for business growth, I would like technical team, thank you very much, for Amarachi. Amarachi Stanley-Duru is the founder and lead consultant at Mara Consul Limited, with over 15 years of expertise in business analysis, process improvement, finance, strategy, training, credit and risk management. She is a certified coach, speaker, and behavioral analysis trainer with the John Maxwell Team USA and has empowered over 4,000 entrepreneurs through workshops and training. With a decade of banking experience in finance, credit and risk management and strategy, Amarachi has successfully led process improvement projects across various industries, achieving significant revenue growth, improved efficiency, and better customer satisfaction for our clients. She is a mentor in the tech ecosystem and functions as senior consultant for other consulting companies and in advisory roles for some nonprofits. Amarachi is a member of professional bodies like the Chartered Institute of Bankers and the International Institute of Business Analysis, and she is a certified Scrum Master. She is also a fellow of the National Institute of Credit Administration, a published author. Her book, Moving from Idea to Profit, ranked among Amazon's top 100 mail-order small businesses in August 2023. She actively supports youth and women through mentorship, leadership development, and her initiative, the Small Business Workshop, which offers free advisory services to entrepreneurs. Amarachi has been featured in major media outlets, including The Guardian and Vanguard, and is a frequent guest on entrepreneurship shows. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrate Amarachi Stanley-Duru.
It is the Business Leaders Conclave, and I don't want to take anything for granted. I just want to say that I am glad you are here, and I believe before you came here today, you came in for transformation, right? You came in ready for transformation. I want us to continue from where it may stop. And before we go ahead, could you please help me put your hands together for Kingsley? He did an amazing job. Thank you. I want to write straight from continue from where Kingsley started sharing or stopped sharing, because the things he has shared with us this morning are very, very, very important concepts in business. However, I'm not going to take anything for granted. I'm going to ask questions so that we can continue the interaction. How many people have been in business for 5 years? Over 5 years. Okay, let me start from 10 years. Please, can you help me put your hands together for Mr. Uche and Delight Uche Aniche? These are very special people. This is a powerhouse that just walked into this room. How many of you know that? If you don't know, you will know later. You will know later. They say DJ should play now, you know. You need to thank these people for the contributions they make in the tech ecosystem and for entrepreneurs in general in the entire South and Southeast. It is no small thing that he came into this room. And so let's start with how many people have been in business for 10 years? Do I have anyone? 10 years? Great. What kind of business do you do, sir?
Good morning. My name is Trust Cletus. I run a fashion brand.
Good. You make clothes. Okay. The next, less than 10 years. That is 5 to 10 years. Yes, ma'am. What do you do? You, yes.
Hey everyone, my name is Glory. I run a healthcare business. I actually take care of elderly persons.
Wow, fantastic. Thank you. Wonderful. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, ma'am, you were going to say something.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I fall in that category, 7 to 10 years.
Yes, the business you do. That's
I sell perfumes like fizzers and humidifiers.
Okay,
We
yes.
also do customized gifting.
Oh, okay. So that's what you've been doing for the past 7 to 10 years. Great. Now, less than 5 years. Let's come. 5 to 0. Yes, sir, please.
All right, my name is Ndomadunzebe Daniel. I'm into CAC registration. I'm a CAC registration expert. I register businesses and supply them with the necessary document for account opening, TIN number, and the rest.
Fantastic. Thank you. What it tells me is that the rest of us are not willing to say what they do. Do you? Yeah, in a business workshop. That's interesting. All right. Let me stand this way. Today, we want to talk about creating operational efficiency in business. And the reason, please don't mind the agenda that's there. It's not the agenda for the meeting. But the reason I say that this is important and a good place for us to start immediately after Kingsley finished shared with us is that he spoke extensively on understanding the products, how to create revenue, how to manage your cost, how to identify different sources of income for your business and all that. One of the things I will say is that we seem not to understand what efficiency and the importance or the role operational efficiency plays in our business. How many of us drive cars? Just be honest. If you go down on me in this class, I will reach you where you are. You will talk by force. You drive a car, an SUV. You drive an SUV. How many of you drive Corolla? How many of you drive Golf? How many of you have Picanto? Kia? If you have ever heard of the word fuel efficiency, raise your hand. Okay. Let me ask some gentlemen. Please, I need that extra mic. Since you say this one will not give up on me. Fuel efficiency. Thank you. Please help me ask him, sir. No, I don't want the person to raise their hand. I want you. Yes. Do you know what fuel efficiency means? Okay. Just tell us. What's fuel efficiency?
Okay. Efficiency, the word efficiency is managing something effectively. So fuel efficiency, managing your fuel effectively.
Okay. What car do you drive?
I don't drive.
Okay. That's why. Who else drives? Let me start with the person who drives an SUV. Who drives an SUV? Okay, you don't drive an SUV. You drive, what's that big family car? Sienna. A bus. A truck. Sir, please help me. What's fuel efficiency?
Okay, my name is Bright. I'm into transportation and logistics.
In Hollandia. I asked the right person.
Yes, fuel efficiency is able to select your choice of cars based on their fuel consumption and all that. So basically, selecting a car, thinking of how much you're going to be running on the fuel is what fuel efficiency is. Thinking of the cost of fuel, how much you're going to be running based on fuel is fuel efficiency. Why would that? I understand that you disappointed me. This mic misbehaves when I move. Why would the cost of fuel be an issue? Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Muhebu Chinweze. I'm into livestock farming.
Okay.
The efficiency of operational machines will be an issue because if you are able to reduce the amount of fuel you use, it will reduce the amount of money you're going to spend in your operations. Yes.
You know how he used operational language for someone into livestock farming? The thing did something to my brain. So, sir, can you give us a better background of what you do?
Well, I'm an entrepreneur, so I do different things like Kingsley was saying.
Good.
So I also do contract jobs where I would have to ferry goods to the company. So that's why I know.
So
about
you
operations.
understand the efficiency
Yes, I
of
do.
operational machines.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. It is always important that we introduce ourselves properly because some people might not be interested in livestock farming, but understanding that you do logistics, because when you ferry goods from one location to another, that's a logistics business, right? Thank you for saying that. All right. So why am I bringing this issue? There are several, when we are talking about fuel efficiency, we are saying, I want to use a vehicle that will take me to the same distance as another vehicle will take me, but it will cost me less petrol. I will get that at the same time. Are you understanding what I'm saying? It's the same time, but I will spend less to be able to do that. So in general, in summary, when we talk about operational efficiency in business, we are trying to see how do we achieve the same results in a more cost-effective way. Which means we don't go out to borrow more resources. We don't go out to say, let me use this person's material, or let me use this person's, let me take extra resources from someone else. We are using the available, what we have, to ensure that we are able to achieve the same results or even better results without waste of time, money, labor. Now, there was something Kingsley was explaining, and my head was just, for those of you in livestock business, in livestock farming, let me use an example. Can I have anyone in livestock farming? Anyone? Livestock farming, poultry, piggery, fishery, anyone? No one in livestock farming. Anyone who is in cassava production? Please, what business is inside this room? Because, are you guys at home? White collar business is inside this room. It's okay. Yes, please. Oh, the person doesn't want to talk. It's fine. If you took your time to come to sit in this room, to go back the same, I can't help you. No, it's okay. Now, let me give you an example. For people who are in poultry business, you know that typically when people want to buy, people assume generally that the products from that business is just chicken. Right? But is that the only product that comes out from a poultry business? Can we have other products that could come out from a poultry business? Eggs, great. Manure. Shoot now. Okay, think about, yes, sir.
Some people sell the intestines of the birds differently to other fish farmers to use.
That's another business. The feathers, what do they use it for? For what?
Pillow production.
For what?
It can be used for fabrics and for pillows.
Fantastic. For fascinator decorations. So you now have this poultry farm of 2,000 birds. And all you do is sell chicken. And then when you gather the whole feathers, you come to one corner and burn them. Or you leave them to stay there and rot until the place is smelling. Then you gather the sawdust and pack it to one corner. And because people see that you have not made that a business, they will price you peanuts to buy it. I hope you know. They say, we are taking it off your hand now. This place is smelling. But he was talking about generating several revenues of income within a business. If you do an assessment of whatever it is you do, you will be able to come out with different revenue streams for your business. But when you talk about efficiency, it is ensuring that there is no waste. Everything circles back as revenue into the same business. But why is your business not efficient? You have not looked at the way your business runs. Let me not be like him. Kingsley, he was complaining that he will get lost with time. The person that's supposed to help me with my slide is writing. How are we going to do it? I don't want to make you lose your flow. Okay, so just go ahead. Now, in operational efficiency, I mean, this is just theory, but we have to break it down. There are three main pillars it stands on. The people you work with, the people who make up the team in the business, the process and the processes that the business runs on, and if there's any technology framework that you can use to drive it, to make things faster, or to optimize your process. Those are the three pillars it rises on, right? Go on, sir. You say, hold on. The three pillars of operational efficiency are people, process, technology. All right? That's it. Move on. We have a lot to say. Now, I'm going to talk to us generally as business owners. So whether you talk back to me or not, I will talk to you. Please, if you can, look at these slides, and I'm going to be asking you questions. And gentlemen, it will be good for you to answer me. I want someone who can volunteer and tell me what his organizational structure look like. Do we know what organizational structure is? Can anyone volunteer to tell me? I hear there are white collar. He said it's white collar people that are here. So, the white collar people, organizational structure. Yes, please. I'll come to you. Please pass her the mic.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is Bliss, and I'm a human resource manager.
Have you
and
seen?
A partnership lead. So, organizational structure is the structure of the company, starting from the CEO or the founder down to the administrative personnel or the people. So, from team leader, team members, how it's broken down, the job descriptions, what is assigned to each person on that team.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, I want you to move the... Okay, let me use someone who's run business. Let me not do that. How many people have a minimum of at least 5 people working for you? At least 5 persons working for you. Okay, bring the mic this way. Yes, sir. He has at least 5 persons working for him. Can you give us an idea of what your organizational structure looks like?
All right, I have a school running.
Okay.
Out of the states. So we have the proprietor. Proprietor has to do, has those as the head teacher. Nursery, primary, and secondary. We have the teachers who report to each of those cadres. Then we have the financial accounting section. So these people report to the major head of the school.
Who reports to you?
Who reports to me? The head teacher.
The head teacher. So the head teacher reports to you.
Yeah.
Then the other teachers report to the head teacher. And then what else do you have?
We have the finance.
The finance.
Who comes the outside.
Yes, comes outside.
Yes.
And reports to who?
To me directly.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Anyone else wants to share the organizational structure? But please put your hands together for him because he has helped us to kickstart this. Fantastic. Yes, please.
All right. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
My name is Usoro Emmanuel. I work with First Bank. I also have, we are into laundry and dry cleaning services, and I happen to be the CEO. All right. I have about 7 staffs with my laundry firm. We have the manager. We have the front desk. We have the washers. We have the pressers. And we have the logistic people. Should I go ahead, please?
Yes, I'm listening to you.
All right. The manager reports to me. He's like the general supervisor. And the front desk attends to the customers directly. The washerman has no business with the customers.
How many washers do you have?
We have 3. We have 3.
All right.
While we have the ironers, what we call the pressers. We
How
have
many?
2. And we have what we call the errand boy. But more of the logistics guy. So he runs errand, maybe deliveries and all of that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Wow. All right. Let me stop it here because he's raising some questions for me. In your business, do you have standard operating procedures? You have. How many of you know what a standard operating procedure is? So, I need someone to explain. Yes, HR wants to explain.
Okay, the standard operating procedures are procedures that govern your business. So it can be the way you interact with your employees. You can have one for social media, can have one for internal communications. So there are just different procedures for the way you want your business and maybe communicate with your employees or customers.
Okay, thank you. Now let me start this so that we just run through it at once, right? When you say that some common areas where you have inefficiency is from organizational structure. When you have a poor or weak organizational structure, it means that a lot of times job roles are not clearly spelled. If you come into a company, there are 10 people working, but in actual fact, there are only 5 people. And then we asked NECA, why has this not been done? She said, I thought Ifeanyi was on it. How many of you experienced it? If you have more than 5 people working for you, you should expect that. I thought this person was working on it. I thought this person was working on it. When the job roles are not clearly specified, when the things are not, everyone does not know exactly what they should do, you will have a very inefficient operations. You have very inefficient operations. So this is part of where the issues come up. When you have no standard business process, so I hire someone to come to work for me. He's coming from Wash Express. You have your company culture. You have exactly how you do your things. You explained to me just now that you have a standard operating process. You have laid down procedures. There are clear workflows. There are things that everyone should do. But then somebody comes in from Wash Express and says, we are experts. We've been doing this for so long. We're a bigger business. And then he comes into your system and start doing what he knows. Have you experienced that before if you hire people? Yes, if you do not have a standard operating procedure, someone will come in and introduce a different workflow for you. And when they do that, they can only do that because there are no documented processes. And can I shock you? More than 80% of us in this room don't have documented business process. In fact, the reason I can boldly say it to you is that I have worked with bigger businesses who run hundreds of millions in turnover that don't have documented processes. The processes are handed over by word of mouth. You hire someone, you say, so this is how you do it. Is that not what you're doing? This is how you do it. So when you come in the morning, you do this. When you come in, after this, you do this. After this, you do that. You see that neck, or you find any one of them that comes in, just hand over. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Once this happens, there's a possibility that you have problems. We're pointing out where are the likely places where inefficiencies spring up in your operations. The third one is communication. You don't have a standard way of communicating. Most small businesses communicate on WhatsApp. But you see, there are also free communication and collaboration tools online that you can download and you and your employees will be able to. You can send documentation, you can do things, you can hold each other accountable, you can have a proper communication system. Beyond that, there should be a system of saying this person is the next person after me to do this. There has to be a free flow of information. One of the things I wanted to, I'll talk about it later actually. An ineffective workforce management. So you have people working for you, but there are no clear KPIs. Now, this is clearly one of the most difficult issues. Remember, there are 3 pillars on which operational efficiency works. What are they? People, what? And what? Fantastic. You're a great class. Now, if you have people working for you and you tell them, just go out. There's a lady I'm looking for. She's not in this room. I talked about, let me not talk about the rest. But so when Kingsley was sharing with us, he was talking to us about having clear revenue projection. That you have revenue must always be higher than your cost, right? Now, if you are told, you come up as a business owner and you say, this is the revenue we're going to generate for 2025. You know that number. I know some people don't have, but before you leave this room, decide, this is how much you are going to generate for 2025. Put it down. But you see, that revenue has to be broken down to different people who are working in the office for you to generate it. Which means you tell everyone, we as a business are pursuing to generate 300 million naira this year. And these are the different revenue streams, or the different arms of businesses, or the different products we'll be pushing to generate 300 million. And so you say, let me use the person in logistics, depending on the different resources used. So maybe some we use bikes, some we use cabs, and some maybe we use trucks, right? So not without saying, it goes without saying that the trucks will have to build more to be able to generate more money. The cabs will build a little less, and the bikes will build much lesser, right, to do the business. And so we now say, for the trucks, we'll be expecting that the trucks will generate for us 250 million or 200 million. And then we'll say the cars will generate 70 million, and the bikes will give us 30 million. We are breaking it down. And then you tell the people that are driving the trucks, these are the activities. Are we together? These are the activities that should generate this. So you give them key performance indicators, clear-cut responsibilities and assignments that they will come to work. Everyone comes and knows exactly what they should be doing. So when we say this particular group are giving us 30 million, the bikers know how many customers they need to serve to be able to give 30 million. They know how many runs they need to make in a day to be able to meet up at least the run rate of generating 30 million for the year. Are we understanding what I'm saying, right? So you as a business owner has that picture in your head, but the important thing is, how do you distill it or crystallize it in the minds of your workers? By clear-cut assignments, clear-cut indicators, clear-cut figures. Everyone must know what they have to deliver. It has to be clear. So if you don't do this with your workforce, you're going to have inefficiencies. You're going to have operational issues. Secondly, along this line, if you use people that are unskilled, because we like cheap labor. So I'll tell you this story. It's a very personal story. It happened to me. So there's this business I started. You were asking how many of us have done business that failed. Should I count my... Oh, God. So there's this business I started way back in 2016, 2015 into 2016, and died in 2017. Right. So I'm sure some of you understand these things. I hired a staff for the following reasons. Oh, she lives close by. 2, she won't need to pay transport to work. She's not that educated, so she's not going to cost me so much to maintain. So I hired her and paid her what I thought she was worth at least. That thing cost me. So let me explain. So she goes to the office or goes to the shop to sell. And then if you come in and mention that you're looking for an item, this lady literally can't spell. I don't even know if she could read. So if you come in and say, I want this particular item, she'll check the shelf. If she can't make out what you pronounced from what she saw, she tell you we don't have it. We don't have it. And because she doesn't even understand what you are saying, she's not going to give you an alternative. You know how you go to the pharmacy to buy a medication and they tell you, oh, we don't have this. However, this can do the same thing. She won't give you another alternative. She doesn't even know. Now, the high point of it was when she sold an item that was worth 8,000 naira for 800 naira. No, why am I mentioning this? Some of our businesses, this is what we're suffering from. Unskilled workforce. They are cheap. They don't have skill. They are cheap. You can pay them anything you like. And so you bring them in. And they run you down. And I didn't find out until maybe at the end of the week, because I was doing my 9 to 5 at the time, so I wasn't paying too much attention to the business. So at the end of the week, I came, let's go over the books. And I was like, what did you sell for 800 naira? Because I was searching for that item in my head. I can't find what it is that could cost 800 naira, at least with the narration she gave. She described it. I said, what? I said, who did you sell it to? God's wife. I said, see, if you don't go and collect this thing, I will take it from your salary. So she went back to meet the person. The person said, I've removed it from the box. And I say, bring it like that. Then I asked myself, even the box is worth more than 800 naira. The person that took it, I don't know names, but I think it's sheer wickedness because you know this person does not know. Now, what I'm saying is that this is the one I was able to identify. Other things would have gone down. And I was able to take note. So interestingly, on her own one day, she decided she didn't want to work anymore, which was fine. I hired another person. The person I hired delivered for me in 1 month, in 1 week, what that other staff used to deliver in 1 month. That's the revenue in 1 week. Was our total revenue for a month. 1 week, 1 month. I have changed myself for for close to a year by hiring an incompetent staff. Someone that is unskilled. We're not preaching here. We're doing an X-ray. Whatever I'm saying, I'll be giving you examples. I'm going to rush over this slide because I want to talk case studies right now. And each of the case studies I'm going to present to you are clients I've worked with. What you're doing is costing your business. If you carry someone who is skilled in a particular area, but because this is where you have the gap, you refuse to recognize that this person does not fit in this gap, and you put him there just because this is where you need someone, you're going to have issues because you have productivity issues. The person will give the best. For example, you have a staff who is very analytical, who knows how to keep records, who knows how to pay attention to details, and you put him in sales. It's not going to give you numbers. You check it. Salespeople are impatient. They want to go out there. When I was working in the bank, I was privileged to work in dual roles. So a lot of times my sales role overlapped with my operations roles in a couple of the banks I worked. It gave me insight. In fact, it made me a balanced banker. I could sell and I could be analytical. I could review documents. Because generally, what department do you work in the bank? You work in operations. How many salespeople bring you a document that is complete without error?
Only people who have the experience of operations will take time to bring detailed information.
Are you understanding me? Only people who have operations experience. Almost every salesperson you know fights with the operations manager and the account opening officer. I say, open this thing. I say, this customer did not sign here. Just open it, I'll go and bring the I'll go and get him to sign. It's a constant battle. Why didn't you even get the customer to countersign on this error? Is it the big thing? I've seen where salespeople sign for customer. So that we should not say some things that will put us in trouble, but I've seen it happen. They are impatient. Now you take this guy, that his work is to identify errors. Because take it or leave it, that's what he does. His work is to look through a document and find out where the errors are. You take him and tell him to go and sit down or come out and start gisting with people, trying to make them to give him business. As they are talking, the only thing his brain will be looking for is what is it that he's not saying? What are the risks in this business? The salesman will die for the risk. We go for the risk, come back and get an exception. Get a waiver for it. I know how many approvals I got. I will argue for Africa, and the head of business will approve and say they should sign it. They should pass it for approval. But if he goes to sell, the only thing he will be saying is there's a risk here. I cannot. Are you understanding me? When you are hiring as well. Let me leave it because we're still going to talk about these things. Now, resource management. That's where I started from. The waste stages. The things that you could, put into the business and you are just dispersing and throwing away. Improper use of materials and machine. So in one of the banks I worked with, the bank discovered that stationery, at the end of every month when we're reviewing budget and reviewing budget, we'll do the cost efficiency to know how far, what are we even spending money on, which you as a business owner should do at all times. Where is the money going to? What are the cost drivers in this business? And what is my biggest cost burden in this business? And we found out that stationaries contributed a whole lot to how much you were spending. And so what we did on my team that time was, if this document is not going out for official communication, recycle it. Do you understand? So even if I've printed on this part of it, but instead of throwing it away, I'm not using it, just cancel it, turn the back, print on it. Recycle it. Can it be used? Use it. Instead of printing on one page, do front and back. Because there are several businesses represented here, I will not be able to really go down into, some of you even refuse to mention what you're doing, but we can't do a deep dive, as it were. But you understand what I'm saying? Yes? Good. The other part is compliance and risk. Let me tell you, if you need to use any permit for your business, get it. If you require any license for your business, get it. If you require any certification that authorizes you to practice what you are doing, please get it. If there's anything that you should do that will protect you from the law or from regulatory bodies, get it. Reason, you don't have it, and they come and knock on your door. I don't know how many of you do retail business or have to join associations to be protected from Obiabo. Are you in the room? They are our brothers. If you have to do that to read the revenue, right? Okay. Okay, better. So if you need to register your business or to join an association, I've heard of pillars of association. How many people are in that group? I understand that when you join pillars of association, your revenue to the local government reduces, right? Good. The rates that they charge you reduce. But if you need to pay rates, what do you call it? Sanitation, security levies, because if they shut down your business for 2 hours, it's money that you are losing. If you are doing any food products and NAFDAC comes and locks up your business, before you come out from that NAFDAC issue, if your business is still alive, you've lost a lot of money. If you are supposed to have if you're supposed to renew your license to operate maybe as a CSC agent or something, whatever permits you need to run your business, just stay and meet the regulatory requirements. Those are the areas where issues can come up from, where you can lose money, where you can lose time, where you can lose your resources. Are we together? Yes, bro. So I'm going to run this case studies. I want to talk challenges in achieving operational efficiency. And one of the things is resistance to change. I want you don't take it for granted that after attending this class and you want to continue running your business, that people will be very willing to, when you come into your business, people will be very willing to just make things work and make adjustments. No. This particular business, I'm saying this hospitality business, when they decided to introduce changes in their business operations, the staff resisted them. This is not how we used to do it. Why is there a change? In fact, the first person that I hired for them to take the role, the lady ran away. The second one, I was discussing with the consultant that I got to oversee that project. He said the lady called her one day crying because people don't like change. So these are some of the challenges that we face when you want to change processes. The second thing that you should know, that I know is challenging you, I'm not talking about them, you know, is the cost of investment, investing into, a process improvement. Because you see, a lot of the times, you think you know what the issues are. You really need to hire someone to come and look at your business. And that's the absolute truth. Because you need fresh eyes, fresh perspectives, someone that will look at it or do what we're doing here today and say, this is not working so well. And so most small businesses say, it will cost me a lot to hire a consultant to do this. In fact, let me see if I put that. Okay, I put it in a different place. This particular tax consultancy firm, they preferred to do something smaller. Instead of looking at what the real, instead of doing the overall business process improvement, they say, it's going to cost us so much. They left it. When the capacity of your workforce cannot match the kind of things you are delivering, you have issues. When you focus mainly on letting things run well, and you forget that operational efficiency can only happen if you are maintaining the same quality that your business is known for, or even higher quality when you are doing your work. There's a business, they have moved out of the country now. When they decided to expand, remember, I think I need to mention this point before I even run on. When they decided to expand their business, one of the things that they faced was they hired the workforce, the more the operational issues. Because now, more people are involved. You need to now look at, is this person doing it exactly the way it's supposed to be done? Are they doing a different thing in this other place? How many of you have eaten in Chicken Republic before? Are there some Chicken Republic food that's different from the other one? That's operational efficiency problem. Do you understand? It should be a standard thing. There's a problem somewhere. The reason is the expansion. Somewhere within the crack, someone has tampered with recipe without knowing. And so when you begin to grow your business this year, you're expanding. You are adding new revenue lines to your business. Remember that SOP has to be done before you start thinking like that. In some cases, one of the biggest challenges I've noticed in operations in businesses is bottlenecks caused by decision making. That was why I asked him, how do people report? And HR will be able to understand this. If you, the CEO, are the only person who can take a decision in the business, there's a problem. If they don't tell you, nothing can be done. there's a problem. The reason we have organizational structure and defined job roles and function, it comes with a level of delegated authority. So there are some things that his head teacher can decide on with the teachers. So he doesn't need to be asking them, have the teachers prepared their lesson notes? Should we suspend this person? That's not his business. He has delegated that authority to the head teacher. But if in your business operations, within your business operations, no one can do something without coming to the very top to ask for permission, or no one can take any kind of decision on their own, you're going to have serious bottlenecks. Business will be slowed down. You will lose time. You will lose money. I'm saying this because mostly within this room are small businesses and people that have been doing business for. That was why I wanted to know how long. 10 years, so maximum at least. Is anyone that's done for more than 10 years? So in the conversation, we have 10 years. Now, within this period, you should have been able to raise people who can manage and take some decisions around your business. I feel this is one of the biggest issues, and for every business owner in this room, that's an area you need to begin to pay attention to, right? So move. Can I do this? Move to the next one. Let me see. Oh. Would they get this slide? Yeah, they should. This particular one. I advise you to. Take you, sir. So let me just run you. This is a set of 15 questions. Under normal circumstances, they are 25. I just take out this 15 because I think you should know. When you are looking to find out how do I start handling, or how do I identify where the issues are in the operations of my business, these are the questions you should start asking. Who is involved? What are all the roles in the business? Is there any existing documentation for each process? I've mentioned this earlier. What is the first task in that documentation? How long does it take? And how often do we do this thing? Now, the reason I'm saying this is that in operational efficiency, part of the things that we're looking at when we want to say we want to take away wastage and save cost and save time and save money, maintaining good the same high standards, is because we want to take out any tax or anything that is irrelevant. Remember, we talked about duplicated roles. If the roles are duplicated, take it out. If the role is unnecessary, for example, why do we have a staff whose job is to be carrying files up and down in this generation? Doesn't make sense. Why will you hire a cleaner and still hire an errand boy? Why would you do that? When does the cleaner work? Majorly in the morning, and then has a chart that he ticks off different parts of the day to just ensure everything is perfect. Then you have a cleaner who maybe for 3 hours has nothing to do, and then you have someone whose job is to be running around and serving tea too. That's an extra cost. The size of your business operations, does it accommodate the costs that you are generating with the number of people that is working for you? How much are you making that you are going to be paying that much on staff? So if you have duplicated roles, duplicated activities, duplicated staff, take it out. Who is responsible, sir? Who provides the support? What instructions are required? What tools are needed to complete these tasks? Do we need IT systems to do this? Remember, the 3 prongs of operational efficiency are what? Yeah? Fine. We've talked about process. We've talked about people. We've not talked about technology. The thing is that if you understand, before you introduce technology into your process, you must have written and made sure that you have made the process as efficient as possible. Because once you incorporate technology, it will just take up the process and replicate it for you. So any step that should not exist should not even enter technology. It should not be put into any software. It should not enter into any, it should go out completely. The idea of technology is to optimize it, to make it work the best, to make you get the best of result, to make you do it quicker and better. So if you have to do it better, you would have optimized your processes first, removed every unnecessary step, make sure it is what is important, and then incorporate it into digital tools that will help you make it faster. Now, since you are going to get this, so for those, okay, I stopped here, right? Let me see if there's any other thing I have here to say. Nah, don't worry, I can't even see this thing. All right, fine. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
While we wait to get questions, please can you celebrate this dynamic speaker? Thank you very much, ma'am. I love that I saw business executives who are here take down notes and salient points, and I know that our system design thinking is taking a new shape. All right, so I'd like to take 2 questions. If you have one, you could. I think I have a hand. Okay, that's 1 and 2, 3. Okay. All right, I'll take 1, 2. Okay, I actually counted the young man. Yes, sir. All right. Do I have the mic close to the person already? All right, thank you. Let's have you, sir.
Good morning once again. My name is Trust Kletos. And as I said earlier, I run a fashion business. Yeah. Currently, I have 2 people who are full-time staffs that work with me. One is part-time. Now, my question is, sometimes for example, situations like this, where I'm in this kind of an event, and my workshop is still on, and production has to be made. Yeah. Sometimes during the process of production, there are some style alterations that has to be done. And personally, what we personally do, we don't use catalog designs. And so, the question I'm asking, when you mentioned about operation and everything, sometimes I don't want something conventional. And my problem now is, how do I now, in case like I'm not there in the office, but job has to be done, and they can't reach me now, how do I go about that particular point?
So in your operations, there are things that only you can do, and there are things that other people can do. So what you are explaining to me is, because what I hear is bespoke, and then you don't do conventional design, which means you are the designer. Yeah. You create whatever it is. Now, if they want to reach you, what would they be wanting to reach you about that they cannot take decision on their own? Let me hear.
So, for example, sometimes we are working with the fabric, and then on the process of using the fabric, the design cannot go with the fabric. Sometimes, let's say it's stripe, and then there's those little places in between, those very minor things. Yeah. And so sometimes they might be faced with, should I just do it the normal way that others would do it, or what should I do at that particular point?
So that's a failure in the process. Because by the time you are taking that design, you would have seen the fabric. You would have known. Do you understand now? So when you are drawing your workflow, which is in the second part where we talked about inefficiencies, right? When you are creating your workflow, which means this process has not been documented, you start with, like this last question, what is the first thing that we do when you see a client? I used to have a designer sometime in 2007, 2008. If you come to him and say, she'll make a cloth for you, he will say to you, until I see the fabric, the kind of fabric, the texture, then I can decide what will suit you. So that's a workflow, right? So if they come to tell you, Oga, this thing is not going to work, what it means that you're going to call back your client to say we have to change the design. That's already a problem. Client dissatisfaction. You're already grappling with that. So what you have to do is now to go back, do a process, check the decisions. You might need to go through these 15 points that we shared, right? Go through it, outline what the workflow is. Now take a decision on what has to be done first based on the different activities that happen within, and then you'll be able to figure out the things that they can take a decision on and the one that absolutely requires your input, right? The next person.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
My name is Xavier, and for this question, I'll be using my role as a founder. I'm founding All Things Snug, a home visualization startup that lets people test their improvement ideas before implementing them. Now, you mentioned duplicate roles, and in companies in Nigeria, I see where they hire social media managers who are also content creators. But in my industry, we like to have what we call specialized roles. So in my case, where we have our designs separately, specially created, if we have someone else doing our graphic designs and someone else focusing on social media content, like on Pinterest, is it a duplicate role? Is it inefficient, or is it actually efficient?
The duplicate role will depend on how your business works. Do you understand? The roles are crafted based on your business operations. So your organizational structure is crafted based on your business. You can't duplicate mine. You can't use mine, right? So the roles are crafted based on what you do. So, and each person, when you are creating job descriptions for each person, that's why you have to do it. That's when you will know, but there's someone else already doing this thing. You will run into duplicate roles if you don't give job descriptions to your people. You understand? So that's, all right.
My name is Miebu Chinweze.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My first question is, most always talk about system.
Yeah. Okay. The structure is this. The pillars on the pillars on which the business run, like we have explained, right? Yeah. The systems are the things, the activities that drive, that the structures are driven by. So the structure is what you've explained now. Organizational structure. This person does this person does this. The system is the things that are done, the things that you put in place, the activities that drive, that are happening within each of this within the structure. So the things you put into place to make sure that things work the way they are supposed to work on this structure that you've created. Is it making any kind of sense to you? Yes, okay. That's it. It's no big. Okay, so that's actually what we discussed the whole of today. Now that you have a structure for your business, the people that you work with, you've created the job roles, the functions, the everything, the process that you put in place. Those things are part of the structures. The putting the right people in the right place. The activities that each of the jobs, the activities that each of the roles have to function by, right? The things that drive the business. That's it. It's just English that we're speaking. Uncle Chawan.
Okay, so system is basically how you do the things. The structure is the people that do the things, right? But the system is the how. Now, she talked about standard operating procedure earlier. The SOP that she describes is actually the system itself, because in the SOP, you get into the nitty-gritty of the steps you need to take to do any particular task. Oh, in order to receive a guest, this is how this guest must come. The guest must follow this door. And if this guest enters this door, the guest must sit at this place. And somebody has to walk up to the guest and say, hello, welcome to our hotel, or whatever it is. And when they've done that, get him a glass of water or a glass of juice or whatever it is, and then process his accommodation, make him feel comfortable. That's already a system, right? So anybody who is not doing that is not following your system, the organization system. So that's already a system for customer experience, working customer experience. That's a system already. Now, companies would have different set of systems like that for different places, including financial. Also, how do we treat payment? There's a way we treat payment here. You talked about social media posting. There's also a system for social media posting. How do we generate ideas for it? Even the guy that spoke about design. How do we even come to an agreement of how the design before we start doing design, what do we even ask? What questions do we ask? And who has to meet
to agree that this is the design before how do we show the design to the customer? Now, when you have all of those things put in place, there will be different systems in different places. When you put all of them together, they become the overall company systems, and that's what systems are. But the structure is the individuals who make those things happen, because individuals will man different departments, and each department will have their different systems. Collectively, they form the company system.
I think just to add, so we summarize, is that there's a need for us to really pay attention to all that he said, because staff will come, staff will go. It is your system that makes you stay consistent. So we go to the other eatery and we ate it, is different. Or we went to same eatery, we ate today, is different. So a client took me to a hotel. He was boasting about the hotel because he ate a day before and he loved the food. And he took us there. Lo and behold, the food was whack. You know, asked what happened. The guy that was on duty yesterday was not on duty today. And so that hotel lost the opportunity to impress me forever. So it's important we pay attention to what we are doing here now. So once you have this system, anybody that is not available, the company will not lose efficiency and standard in one bit. Well done.
Just before we take that, I already have a question with me, so I'll quickly read. It says, what if your business is still at its infant stage? Does one need to get all of the operational permits or documentation?
My advice to you, what permits do you need to run your business at the stage where it is? That you will meet regulatory requirements. Get it. That's it. Yes? Okay, he wants to ask the question. Don't worry. Okay, no problem. You ask this.
Good day, everyone, once again. It's not a question. I just want to add to what you all have been saying.
Okay.
So, considering what everybody has talked about, it means we are on one page. We need structure, we need system for our businesses to run effectively.
Yes.
So what that means is that engaging us, we should also train. You don't just bring in people and say, your manager, your accountant, don't assume that this is what accountant should do. This is what manager should do. You train them to suit the purpose you are engaging them for. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. If you recall, when I was explaining to the guy who runs a laundry service, we said that someone has come from another company to come to work for you. Does not mean they should bring the system of that company into yours. Now, where you don't have, they will run theirs. It's simple. So that's why you must have your systems, your processes laid down. So everyone knows what is expected in your own business. Train them according to your own culture, so they do exactly what you want your own brand represents. Yes, sir.
Good day, everyone.
Yes.
Please, I want to ask. I'm a creative director of my business. I make wares, just like the young man behind said. I want to ask, is it a good system when I travel often, especially to meet my clients? I travel, if not the 5 days of the week, let's say 4 times I travel to different. Is it a good system, or is it something I can actually keep working on, or is it something I need to update on? I want to just know, because the fact that I travel as a creative director to meet my clients, they will want me to measure them, their colleagues, and the rest of them. So, with this business update, is it right, or is it something I have to deal with?
Okay.
Still, thank you.
I was going to say something that he mentioned something around it, but I'm going to ask a question, right? So, how much business does that travel give you against the cost that you incur to make those trips?
Very wonderful. The point is, I make enough. The point is,
no, it's not enough.
Always on the road.
No,
okay,
it's not enough I want to hear. Like, the percentage of the revenue you get against the costs that you make, is it good enough? Is it cost effective for you to act?
Yes, it is, because most of my clients, they actually pay for my logistics.
Okay, that's fine.
So is it a good system? You were talking about system processing. Is it a good system? Always traveling? That's just a question.
Is it sustainable? Is it sustainable? Can
The
you
fact
be?
that I travel.
No, we are talking skill.
Yeah.
Do you understand? We are talking skill. As your business begins to scale, will you be able to go and meet all your clients and taking their measurements yourself?
Aside the fact that I can actually deduce measurements by looking at you, but there are still clients that would insist I come there.
The question is, must it be you?
That's why I'm asking you the question. Thank you.
Okay. You want to say something to him? As a question? Or to respond to him? You want to add a question? This will kill me today. Okay.
Basically, what I wanted to say, with respect to what he said, like traveling a lot, I totally understand exactly what he says.
Okay.
Because sometimes most customers will want you to be there. The reason is because some customers, when they meet other people to take the measurement for them, they take a very wrong measurement. And then when you come and then when you use the measurement that they take and you make the dress, sometimes the dress now looks like you're not a professional.
Yeah.
And so sometimes these customers will want you, don't worry, I'll pay for you to come over and take the measurement. But the question now is, I've actually asked some people who are in tech, is there a means we can be able to use tech in that particular place? But no, not really, I don't know. But basically, I'm just saying to
I
back on what
understand.
he's saying.
I understand. So you explained that it's an industry challenge you have. Now, I think it's a function of the size of the business. It is. What's the biggest brand that you have within your industry that does what you do? Africana Jog. Who is the owner of the business? The biggest brand, yes. Okay. All right, that's fine. Yes. Yes, I understand. Good. Now there are people they must travel for. Not everybody. That's why I said it's a function of the size of your business. If you are going to scale, that you have to have clients abroad, you won't be in the UK and measuring your client as in Uyo. Do you understand? So at some point, you would have created systems that have the steps that are required. It's not that you will send them, go to meet another tailor. They have to use your own systems, which will be your own people who you have trained on how to do it. So as you are growing in the business, you also growing your people. So you can multiply your skill. So people can be in Abuja. Some people can be in Lagos while you're in the US. Actually, we are seeing like that. Okay.
Okay,
you want to ask?
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Is it afternoon already? Okay. It's still morning. So for this, I learned something from a business that I patronize. I don't know if Adora is here. So there was something she did when she was supposed to deliver a food to me. So I think the very first couple of times when she came to deliver the food, she came by herself, right, just for that familiarity. The next time she was coming, she came with somebody, and she told me that this is her assistant, and it's possible that he will be coming on days where she stops coming. Funny thing is, she has stopped coming. She didn't tell me immediately that she just said, in case days that she does not come, he will come. That's the way she put it. She did not say, I will stop coming. But suddenly, she has stopped coming. But she has already told me that any day I can't come, this is the person you see. So you could just adopt that. So go the first time. The next time you go with somebody. They will see the person's face, and then familiarity gains them.
Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is Chukwu Emmanuel. I'm an environmental consultant, and I currently run an environmental service company. Okay, there's this experience I've been having, and I just want to get an advice. I'm this kind of person that I like duplicating myself. I have a structure, and I have people I work with. So I believe in duplicating what I have in them. But the challenge is that whenever I train someone, because the oil and gas sector is very juicy, in River State is very juicy, and he sees what comes in, and they are too eager to start their own. So, and it makes me a bit to shy away from teaching people, because I have other businesses I do. So I believe in, if they can replicate me and do what I do, I don't have to be there at all times. But the circle is that after training some persons, they have to use same idea to start their own. So I'm being a bit selfish in giving out what I have. Honestly, because it has been in circles, and you've created a system and it's working. And all of a sudden, Nigerian mentality, the person will just drift away. And I can't, because there's no law saying that you're going to stay with me for 10 years.
Yeah.
I want you to grow, but I believe that it's time for everything.
Yeah.
So how can I harness that? Because honestly, as baby,
Yeah,
in the business. Thank
I
you.
understand your challenge. But you see, if they don't learn from you, they'll learn from somewhere else. They will also become competition. Do you understand? They will also become competition. Now, I want you to take out the scarcity part, right? To say that these people will take away the business from you. One of the things that promotes you in your business is your competence, your excellence. One of the things I always advise to people, I say, don't do business on the basis of price war. You need to stay competent, exceptional, and maintain your customers. He raised the book. Say, get more customers, make more sales. No business survives on just the number of customers that they have. As you grace people, continue to expand the reach of your business. They will never be able to beat you. Because you see, this is an industry, you're already playing it. Just keep maintaining excellence. You will have competition. If it's not the people you raise, they'll come from somewhere else. So just that you raise them shouldn't be a bother. It shouldn't make you not to teach them. Because you see, believe you me, Port Harcourt is not the only place where there's business. The whole of this country is your playing ground and beyond. So take out the scarcity part that are going to take business from you and see abundance and the opportunities that exist. Then you'll be bothered about the people that they are going to take on. Do you understand? All right. Please, can you put your hands together? I feel like we just had a panel session because we've had lots of wonderful insights from both participants and our speakers.